Gustav Lekuchik is asking, lately I've seen more and more videos of mullahs getting their turbans knocked off their heads in Iran. So mullahs, as they're walking, people come and just like remove their turbans. It's a thing now. Some of them don't even wear turbans anymore because they know somebody's going to knock it off. That's how bad it is. And so it goes, which I think is a low-level form of assault. Are you worried at all about these actions detracting from the essential support of the religious base in Iran? Are you concerned about the treatment of conservatively religious in general? I'm not concerned about the turban head removal. If it gets violent and bloody, yes. But honestly, this is a symbol of the regime. The turban is the flag of the regime. Honestly, if some of the violence is even justified of the Basiji, or like if they're from the military or any of the armed forces, I think the violence is justified, even if it's not at the same. It's not the time that they're shooting at you or attacking you, because like if somebody like attacks an SS member in Germany during World War II, in France, for example, we will clap, right? And I think a Basiji, for example, in Iran has the same role. But a mullah maybe necessarily doesn't have that role unless they're working with the regime. Then in that case, I think more things will be justified. But a random mullah, that thing they're wearing on their head is a symbol of the regime. It's a flag, and they're basically, it's kind of like they're waving the flag of the regime passing by. And you have, I think, not only you have the right to knock that off. I think it's actually, you should be thanked, and you should be, I think you're doing something good. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's borderline assault?
Well, it is. If it's assault, it's assault. I mean, do I care about it? Probably not. I've always said that I am against capital punishment, but when I see a child rapist and a murderer gets hanged or whatever, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna be worrying about it or campaigning against it. I'm not gonna care about it. So sorry, move on. That's bad luck. F off. But then you see that, okay, there are some ambiguous cases where you have political prisoners who could be falsely accused. It's not brutal murder or whatever, or what it says that there's ambiguity regarding that. Then you go, oh, okay, hang on a second, I need to see that. That's what. But if it's a clear-cut case, I know, again, who gets to decide that? I get it. It is difficult, but sometimes case-by-case basis, you always see it. So in this case, like you gave a good example, if we were in the 30s, in the 1930s, you would have said like, okay, well, this SS guy has been beaten up. Yeah, well, it is assault. I'm not going to worry about it. Assault is bad. It shouldn't be allowed. And chaos is bad, but I'm not going to worry about it because I inherently, and look, people turning around like, oh, this is an emotional argument or whatever. We are emotional creatures. At the end of the day, if anything, we are actually protecting our emotions. Why do we not allow torture? Why do we not allow suffering? The reason why we don't allow suffering and torture is because it's an emotion, and it's a negative emotion. We don't want to feel pain. We don't want to feel hurt. And this is the reason why, and we try to protect ourselves. We say, okay, you're not allowed to hit someone. You're not allowed to spit on someone. Why? Because that's going to hurt them. It's going to. So, yes, obviously there are limits to it because we can't, obviously, like your speech hurts me, like we have to draw a line somewhere. But there are clear distinctions between that. So then we say, okay, we're not going to allow that. So I don't understand why people go that, the moment it involves an emotion, we say, no, hang on, it's not allowed, or it doesn't have any philosophical value. I don't agree with that.
Well, no, I mean. The issue with this is that I would be against this if this was happening, I don't know, to mullahs in the United States or in Canada or in the UK or a free country, okay? When we're talking about Iran, we're talking about a hostage takeover. Like we are like in the middle of almost like a civil war, right? This is like a liberation movement, and it's going to get dirty. So if you are like...
How do you feel about that, Armin? How do you feel about that? Because I was actually thinking about it because you posed this question to me. I don't know, somebody else posed that, and it was definitely with you. And I was wondering, I was thinking about that, and afterwards I thought about it. It's like, you know what? I am not going to shy away from it, and I'm going to say, you know what? If these mullahs or clerics or they get beaten up or something, I'm sorry, there's no revolution or no overthrow of power has ever taken place without violence. Again, I am not in favor of violence in general, but in normal circumstances, again, like against Hitler, how are you going to handle that? How are you going to propose overthrow of Hitler without violence?
Okay, I'm not going to get emotional about it, but I'm going to try to be morally consistent about it, okay? I'm going to say that the mullahs who haven't been involved in violence should not be violently attacked, okay? Any of the armed forces, I think, is fair game, okay? Mullahs having their turbans knocked over, if it was happening in a country where you're not actually being taken, like, prisoners by the regime and the mullahs endorsing that regime, okay? The mullahs are the symbol. This is the regime of the mullahs, okay? I don't have the same judgment for you in Iran that I would have if you just randomly go and, knock off a mullah's turban in UK or somewhere else. This is different. This is war right now. But again, that doesn't mean I endorse violence on mullahs, even in Iran, unless they are part of the violent suppression. What about you, Video? What do you think? Let's go to Video. Unmute yourself.
So no, I think I
turn it up. Turn it up. Turn the volume up.
Oh man.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I largely agree with everything you just said there. In general, of course, no one's hijab or taken off or turban, but I don't know the specifics that well of the Iran situation. If you're saying these mullahs and especially the military, they're like, seriously, like it's like a hostage situation or something like that, then it's understandable. These people have suppressed not just women but the men as well, all of the Iran for so many years now, and they've gotten away with it on so many different occasions. So if that does spill over into, if we say violence, like knocking off a turban is going to kill someone, it's not. But listen, they're reaping what they sowed, right? And they sowed this for the last however many years now. So I might not like it, but I've got no sympathy for them either.
Get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.